Hi, Scrappy friends. I have a video for you that is part of a challenge that I am going to be doing once a month with a whole bunch of fun YouTubers. And I am so excited about this series or this challenge type of series that we're doing. We're just gonna be making it lots of fun and all that good stuff. So last month we did having to pick 5 random cards. So this month on Project Life. So this month we're going to be focusing on doing a layout, and we had to pick 5 random things. There was a list of tons of different types of embellishments and things that you could add to your layouts. And what I did is I just put I put all the numbers in, or I counted all the numbers up, and then I put it into the random thing, and then just had it pick 5 different random things, and that's how I picked my random items. Some ladies might be doing it a little bit different because I wasn't really sure after talking to Megan. She was like, no, I think you were supposed to pick 7 and then, or pick 7 or something and then go through, and I don't know. So this is how I did it. I like the way it just makes it really super random, and so that I don't one become overwhelmed, and then I can just use things that maybe I wouldn't normally use. So my 5 things are bows, border strip, or the manufacturer strips, or you could probably use paper that has all the borders on it, vellum, a large title, and then ribbon. So right now you see me just kind of figuring out what I want to do. I decided that I wanted to use this really big photo of my daughter, and I think I may have scrapped one that was similar from this, but it might have been a black and white one. But I had printed off a few of these because sometimes I do that. I print off more than one photo just because I have the ability to be able to do that. Yes, it uses more ink, especially when you're printing a big photo, but I really liked how this one turned out. It is a little bit more yellow than maybe normally because of the way the sunlight was hitting my daughter's face, but that's okay. And so that's something to think about, that sometimes when you take a photo, the way that the light hits people or the way the light bounces off the walls can make the colors a little bit more distorted or different than what your eye would normally see. And this is something that you can totally change in Photoshop a little bit or in a photo editor. But I really liked that soft, warm glow that is on her face. And I don't generally use photos that have a lot of that warm sun. So I really liked it for this shot because it's getting her eyelashes and all that stuff. So, and it's also focusing on her freckles. It's kind of hard to see the freckles in this photo, which obviously when I get the title, you'll see that makes it a little bit harder, but really that's what I was kind of focusing on, her eyelashes and her freckles. And that's what I did when I took this photo. So this photo was one that I actually spent some time taking lots of different shots and then just keeping a few. And so this is one thing that I like to do. This is just more random. This is one thing that I like to do just to kind of help my own photography skills, because I am an amateur, but I really would like to take better photos, right? Wouldn't we all? And sometimes it's just fun to have these random shots that maybe you wouldn't take on your own, right? But a photographer might think of taking something like that. So, and actually I had gotten the idea of this shot from one of my friends who is a photographer, and she's super inspiring. I see her stuff and it makes me want to go out and take photos too. So I would recommend when you're crafting or when you're taking photos, try to follow people that you know are going to give you those inspirations, right? Because sometimes if you think about things a little bit differently, it might not be your style, but it can give you ideas to do something different. But anyway, so yeah. So now you just kind of see me building all these different things. I had taken to my sewing machine, my layout, and I sewed on that ribbon up at the top, and that's what I'm using as my ribbon. It's a burlap type of ribbon. Believe it or not, but that's the only ribbon I could find that wasn't like Halloween or Christmas. And I didn't want to do a Christmas or a Halloween layout, though I could have, I guess, right? But I just wasn't feeling it. I am definitely in the season scrapper. So if it's that season, I want to scrap it now, which is probably not all that great. But so that means if I go past the season, I probably am not going to scrap those photos until maybe the next year. But that's okay, right? It's okay. And then I also sewed on that tag a little bit, and it's kind of hard to see, but I sewed on the butterfly, and then I sewed a little bit underneath that doily. And I really just wanted it for more of the texture sake. So right now you can't completely see what I'm doing, but I'm kind of building on the layers. And I'm mimicking the layers that I have underneath the photo with that 7 paper strip that has the purpley magenta kind of color with the orangey red. And then it has that crepe paper. I want to say I think that's from Maggie Holmes, but I'm not positive. And yeah, I think it is because it has hearts too. It's from her other, not this collection, that just not Chasing Dreams, but the one before that. And then Gather is the collection. Sorry. Apparently my brain is a little behind. So I'm trying to figure out if I like that cork butterfly. It doesn't really match the colors that I have on there, and I kind of am not really sure. I thought it was going to work before I really had everything stuck down, and so sometimes this happens, and I actually sewed it down a little bit, but it's cork, so I'm not as worried about it, like the stitching. I'm kind of figuring out where would I want to put that bow, because I knew I wanted to use one of these bows. Those I bought at Hobby Lobby a few weeks ago. One of the only things that I have bought recently. We stopped at Hobby Lobby and I had to buy something. So I found these bows, and there was actually like clips too that I got that match them. They're super cute, like clothespin clips. But anyway, that's besides the point. Though, I'm not supposed to be buying things, right? So yeah, I'm just kind of figuring out if I want to put something up there since I took that down. I'm just not really sure, so I'm just kind of playing around. And sometimes I do this. I play around. I move things around, and this is how you're going to figure out like what looks good to your eye, you know? Sometimes you just got to play. I mean, if you don't want it to take a long time, then don't take all the time moving it around. But sometimes, I don't know, sometimes it just helps me figure things out to move things around. So I'm also thinking about these big Jen Hadfield letters that there was only one of each one. So I really wanted to use Caden. And I could have did that, except for it was huge because, you know, there's like 4 letters were really, really big. So I decided to stick with Q. And I was not sure if I wanted to put it up on the top, but I didn't really want to cover the photo because it's a really cool photo. So, and I just wasn't sure if I really actually wanted to cover up that banner, ribbon banner thing. And I just didn't know how. I wasn't sure because it also had the banner on the inside with the rose. And the rose was kind of purpley, which is why I chose that purple chamel border strip. But then I put the C over on top of that basic gray chipboard piece, which I don't know. I picked it because it matched some of the colors that I was using. And it's been sitting in my stash. That was one of the first few things that I bought when I first started scrapbooking. So I might as well use it, right? And I actually really like it over top of the sea. It kind of just adds this really fun layering aspect. And so then I decided to just like go with it and add that peachy colored sticker, and it really works. It really works. It brings out some more of those other peachy colors that are in some of the other stuff, and then I add this Maggie Holmes banner that has some of that same color, and it just kind of helps tie stuff together, and I really like it. It's different. So also you see some of those bows from Crate Paper. I think those were from the Cute Girl collection. So I'm going to be sticking those on with embroidery floss. Oh my goodness. That's a mouthful. But you won't see me do that because I do that off camera because I knew it was going to take a few minutes, and it did. It kind of was a pain in the butt to get that on there, but in the end, it was worth it because it looks really cool. So now I'm just kind of figuring out, like, I wanted to add a little bit more die cuts because I didn't add hardly anything, and I wanted to add something over to this other side so I could use that plus paper because for whatever reason I just had to add it. I could have left it and it would have been fine, but I think I was thinking about, even though there's 4 clusters, the title kind of made it almost 5 clusters in a way. So I really wanted something else to just kind of balance it out. I felt like I needed something on that side. And so I just kind of played with some die cut pieces from some packs and just layered the colors. So I'm just figuring out, like, what else do I want there? Do I want something else there? I had some of those die cuts, the hearts and stuff, were from We Are Memory Keepers, like a Valentine's Day pack, and so it had a lot of similar colors that I was using already, and I really liked that. So I'm just trying to figure out some last bits of pieces of what I want to add from that paper pack. I figured I'd try to use a couple of things. And I also, in that corner where, and I'm sorry about the lighting. Oh my gosh, I don't know what it is. It must have been a really cloudy or something. It's been really cloudy this week. Ugh. So ready for the sunshine in summer. I guess I should have known that being in Washington, right? So don't forget to check out the rest of the ladies. There's Kira and Mary, and Elizabeth is joining us this month. She's going to be joining us. She's the one who made that awesome intro picture, and she made a little PNG and stuff for us to use for photos and stuff. So awesome. It looks amazing. I love it. And Megan and then Julie is also going to be joining us. So I'll make sure I have their links in the info box, and you can check out their channels because they're going to have videos up too, and they're all going to be using different items. So I'm curious to see who of us has the same items and who has different. But I really like how this turned out. It's way different than, well, I shouldn't say way different because I layered, but this is definitely different than what I normally do. And I think just using items that are different than I normally just add together is what made it. And so I really like it. It was really fun. So I will see you guys later. I hope you guys have a great week. And if you guys want to join in on our challenge and pick 5 random items from your stash to add to a layout, and make sure you tag us and let us know because we would love to see the things that you're creating. I hope you guys have a great Scrappy week, and I will see you guys next month with another 7 Scrappies Ladies challenge. Bye guys.